it's great to see we got it. The spirit, hey, hey, let's hear it.
I look at it like quote unquote stardom as a fabulous thing and a goal that once achieved is like, you did it, woo! But it also comes with this level of expectation.
You always got to be that. Yeah.
You always got to be on, and if you're not on, if you're not on,
you fell off.
Well, no, but even within your own home, people are like, what's the matter? Like, if I'm not walking around like, hi, because I've created this festive thing and I have to always be happy and, you know, make everybody else feel comfortable for me to just be allowed to be me. And I feel like with the book, I've gotten to a place where I can say to people who may have walked all over me previously, like, did you read the book? Because if you did, you'd see that you need to actually treat me like a human being. Like, this is my actual story. And I look at a lot of people that I admired who didn't get a chance to do that. They may have told their stories through their music, and people may interpret their stories. And I know some people, Amir, like to have everybody else's input and their perspective. But what I wanted was to tell my actual story, which doesn't begin with Mariah Carey put out Vision of Love in 1990. No, it doesn't begin with that. It begins with, I'm coloring in the wrong crayon with a brown crayon from my father, so they all freak out on me. It begins with like, I don't understand my hair because I'm, you know, it begins with all these identity issues, these issues of race, these struggles. And then it goes, you know, it goes to the issues of control, and people, you know, always wanted to have control, and even though that's not my song, but I'm just saying, there's a thing where this is a constant theme. And it's also like just being a woman in a male-dominated industry, and then a woman of color with all this ambiguity and people deciding how they're going to market me and all of that shit. So I was in this fucked up place, and I had to grow up on my own and figure it out by myself. You know, so here I am. There is no woe is me. This is just my story. It's unique to me. And other people that have similar experiences, I guess, will understand it, or hopefully it will empower other people to feel like they're important enough, they're worthy enough to exist, because I actually didn't feel worthy of it. But I did have, thank God, a spark of hope to know that one day I would get out of the situation I was born into.
And I wrote my book and I wrote my truth and I said what I needed to say. And maybe some people didn't agree with it. Maybe others were liberated from it, by it. And that was the point. As a woman in this industry, or as anyone that is anything that is considered other, that's why I wrote that book. That's what I'm talking about.
I love having a connection with anybody who wants to have that connection with me. And I think that's what we all feel with to me, that's what everybody feels with each other when you connect with somebody. You know what I mean? Because you could have a friend that's anything different from you. I was always other. I was always different. I never felt like I fit in. I always kind of understood like, okay, people are different. We can't judge this. We can't judge that. And I don't know that everybody else that I grew up around felt the same way. So I just love feeling the acceptance, feeling the love, feeling embraced. And I want to give that back. You know what I mean? That's what's most important for me. Like just accepting people for who you are. Like ultimately, it's for who you are as a person, because you could be an awful person and be whatever it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't make, one thing doesn't make you like, oh, that makes you a great person. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's in your heart, whoever you are shines through. And a lot of times it is the people that have been pushed to the side, denigrated, not treated with the amount of respect that they deserve, that end up being better people, because we know what it feels like to not be like what you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? In that old school way of thinking. It's different now, but is it though? I don't know.
It is an honor to be recognized as an innovator, because in my experience, when you have holes in your only pair of shoes and are existing on $1 a day, choosing between food and a subway ride, when you are the only one who believes in your vision for yourself, you better get to innovating. Faith without works I would say my first innovation was creating myself. And for me, writing, music, creativity was how I survived, how I validated my existence. I, like so many African American artists, we create out of necessity, out of pain, out of hardship. We create out of having nothing. Nothing but the ability to believe. And that is the power. That is the blessing. That is the ultimate emancipation.
So we've been filming behind the scenes, and it's not like reality show filming. It's like the actual, watching the creation of a song, watching the production of a song. And I think it's really cool and empowering for women because not everybody looks at divas as people who are also behind the scenes creating the music, dictating the parts, that whole thing, producing. It's real. The thing is that most people don't see women in that capacity. And when you do, you expect to see them very broken down, very like behind a piano, like very much behind a guitar. Don't you put on a little bit of makeup because that's not going to work. My thing is, I feel like I'm allowed to be both, but a lot of people are just like, oh, the diva, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I write music. That's what I've been doing since I was a kid.
It all stems from like coming from a place where if I didn't dare to dream that I could exist outside the circumstances to which I was born, and dream like, and still not have it taken away from me as that spark, that kept me hopeful as a kid. And then to have you say that to me when we're talking about Christmas and about a special and just what it means, what it could mean to somebody who has a dream and doesn't have necessarily somebody to encourage them. To me, it just shows that all things are possible.
My little girl self needed that push of everything's going to be okay. You're going to make it. Like, just feel okay and don't worry about the rough times. It's a lot of kids go through that. A lot of kids have horrible childhoods and they survive. Some don't, and that's why Christmas is so important, because if you can touch somebody's life during the holidays and it stays with them and it's a memory for them, that's, to me, very, very important. And that's what I try to do. I think the magic of it is like the whimsical, childlike view of Christmas. I've had so many incredible moments where I just looked up and seen like a shooting star in the middle of like a field of snow and it's Christmas. These things make my life special. They make it different. And I don't know that everybody holds on to that kind of childlike quality, but that's something that I love.
We love that about you, Mariah.
Yay. Can we start Christmas? I think we should. I mean, it's so hard. I can't.
There's no rules on Christmas.
That's what I'm saying. Are they kidding me with these rules? Let me tell you guys something that nobody really knows. You might know it, but you may never have said it. The strictness of life is annoying. I don't care for it. Why are we dealing with rules? Who made us have rules?
Forget boundaries.
I understand that everybody needs to release their emotions the way they need to at the holiday season. Some people get depressed. They should just go with that feeling. Go with it. Get it out of your system. If you need to cry, you cry. Don't force it. Everybody doesn't have to be jumping up and down, laughing and being super festive. I personally, the way I've dealt with things in my life and gotten through is by being an optimist and being that eternal, hopeful person that, like, no matter what, I'm like, look, we are having a great Christmas this year. That's what we're doing. If you're not interested, then please don't call me and don't come over, because I won't let you in. I decorate it, I do whatever, but like, it's not the same as the actual moment when I'm in the snow with my kids and we're having that moment. It's a real thing. And I don't know if I know people are like, yeah, look at her making checks. Like, whatever, Scrooges, I don't care what you say. Like, honestly, this is the truth. I do love the holidays. And what? It's really interesting. I wish I had like magic dust to sprinkle on top of everybody's Christmases and make them perfect. I really think it's about looking into your own heart and sharing, your joy and what you're feeling with your loved ones, your friends, the world. Just having that outlook where it's, we can't control what's going on in this world. Like, we never know what's happening from one minute to the next. But Christmas is its own special, sacred time of the year. The holidays, everybody can agree, you know what I mean, that the holiday season is and can be magical. And I think it just really starts inside of that person, whoever you are. You're spreading that joy to the next person. And, that's what I try to do, and I try my best to make it amazing for my kids, for everybody, and also selfishly for me. Like I usually it's all about everybody else. At Christmas, I take just a few moments and just quietly enjoy feeling the spirit of Christmas.